This sign means that vehicles designed to carry more than 8 passengers, excluding the driver, are not allowed to enter. However, local buses may be allowed if additional signs permit them. The red circle indicates a prohibition, meaning it's a restriction that must be followed. This rule is usually in place to prevent large vehicles from entering certain areas, such as narrow roads or low-traffic zones. This sign means that a with-flow bus lane is ahead, and it can also be used by pedal cycles and taxis. The term with flow means that the bus lane moves in the same direction as the general traffic. The blue background indicates it's an informational sign. The dashed white line shows where other vehicles can cross if permitted. Operating hours may be displayed on an additional sign, meaning the restriction might not apply at all times. This sign indicates a with-flow bus lane that can also be used by pedal cycles. The additional panel below the main sign shows the operating hours. Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. During these hours, only buses and cyclists can use this lane. Outside these hours, other vehicles may be allowed to use the lane. Important tip: if no time restrictions are displayed, the bus lane operates 24/7. The word local on the bus symbol means the only buses that may use the lane are those running a local service. Where the word local is not shown, the lane may be used by local buses and by any vehicle designed to carry 10 people or more, including the driver. Other vehicles may enter and stop in a bus lane to load and unload unless signs alongside the lane indicate otherwise. This sign indicates that there is an offside with-flow bus lane ahead, which can also be used by pedal cycles. What does this mean? Offside means the bus lane is on the right-hand side of the road, instead of the usual left. With-flow means buses and cycles travel in the same direction as other traffic. The dashed white line shows where vehicles may cross if permitted. Important tip: always check for additional signs that may show operating hours or restrictions. Be cautious when changing lanes near an offside bus lane to avoid fines or unsafe driving. This sign indicates a near-side with-flow bus lane ahead, which can also be used by buses, solo motorcycles without sidecars, pedal cycles, taxis. What does this mean? Near-side means the bus lane is on the left-hand side of the road. With-flow means buses, motorcycles, taxis, and bicycles travel in the same direction as other traffic. The dashed white line indicates that vehicles may cross the lane if permitted. Important tip: check for additional signs showing operating hours or restrictions. Unauthorized vehicles should never drive in a bus lane unless permitted to avoid fines. Near-side with-flow bus lane ahead that can also be used by authorized vehicles, solo motorcycles, pedal cycles, and taxis. This sign indicates an offside with-flow bus lane, which can also be used by buses, pedal cycles. What does this mean? Offside means the bus lane is on the right-hand side of the road. With-flow means buses and bicycles travel in the same direction as other traffic. The solid white line indicates that unauthorized vehicles cannot enter the lane. Important tip: additional signs may display operating hours. Unauthorized vehicles should never enter a bus lane unless permitted, doing so may result in fines. Near-side with-flow bus lane that can also be used by solo motorcycles, pedal cycles, and taxis. Near-side with-flow bus lane that can also be used by authorized vehicles, solo motorcycles, pedal cycles, and taxis. This road marking indicates a bus lane, which is reserved for buses. Other permitted vehicles if specified on nearby signs. What does this mean? The bus lane marking is painted on the road to clearly indicate the lane is reserved. The solid white line separates the bus lane from general traffic. Operating hours may be displayed on nearby signs. If no time is shown, the bus lane operates 24/7. Important tip: Unauthorized vehicles must not use or enter the bus lane unless permitted by additional signage. Driving in a bus lane during restricted hours may result in a fine. Traffic may use both lanes at the end of a bus lane. Route for buses and pedal cycles only. Older signs may include an only plate. Cycles not admitted when cycle symbol not shown. Route for buses, pedal cycles, solo motorcycles and taxis only. The motorcycle symbol and word taxi are omitted where these vehicles are not admitted. Where there is a break in a bus lane at a junction, other traffic may use the left-hand lane for turning left only. This sign warns drivers that a bus lane is present at the upcoming junction. What does this mean? The bus lane is located on the road ahead, usually at a traffic light or turning point. The arrow indicates the direction of the bus lane. Other vehicles must not enter the bus lane unless otherwise indicated by additional signs. Important tip: always check road signs to see if taxis, cyclists, or motorbikes are also allowed. Entering a bus lane illegally can result in a fine. Pay attention to bus lane operating hours, which may be displayed on separate signs. This sign indicates a contraflow bus lane, where buses travel in the opposite direction to general traffic. What does this mean? Buses travel in the opposite direction of normal traffic flow. The two upward arrows indicate the number of traffic lanes available for other vehicles. Only buses are allowed in the contraflow lane. Important tip: never enter a contraflow bus lane unless directed otherwise by road signs. Be cautious at junctions where buses may approach from an unexpected direction. Look out for additional signs that may indicate exceptions for cyclists or taxis. Contraflow bus and pedal cycle lane on road at junction ahead. Reminder to pedestrians to look out for buses and pedal cycles approaching from the right. A bus gate is a short length of bus-only street. Parking place for buses only during times shown with time limit. Parking place for buses only, no time limit. Stopping place for buses. Place where local buses may stand, from which all other vehicles are prohibited during the times shown. Stopping by vehicles other than local buses prohibited during the times shown. Stopping place for tourist buses to allow passengers to take photographs. Bus stop. Bus stop in a lay-by. The broad continuous yellow line at the edge of the carriageway means that other vehicles are prohibited from stopping. Entrance to a bus station, depot, or garage. Mandatory with flow pedal cycle lane ahead. Hours of operation may be shown. Mandatory with flow pedal cycle lane. Hours of operation may be shown. Vehicles must not be driven or parked in this lane during its times of operation. Route recommended for pedal cycles on the main carriageway of a road. This may be marked as an advisory pedal cycle lane. Mandatory contraflow pedal cycle lane. The upward arrows indicate the number of traffic lanes available. Road markings for a mandatory pedal cycle lane. Road markings for an advisory pedal cycle lane. Other vehicles should not use this part of the carriageway unless it is unavoidable. Contraflow pedal cycles in a one-way street, other than a mandatory contraflow cycle lane. This may be marked by a broken line on the carriageway, or there may be no line at all. Pedal cycle lane on road at junction ahead or where lane is varied to track, cycle track crossing road at junction ahead. Reminder to pedestrians to look out for pedal cycles approaching from the right. End of cycle lane, track or route. Shared route for pedal cycles and pedestrians only. Separated track and path for pedal cycles and pedestrians. Route for pedal cycles only. Shared route for horses, pedestrians, and pedal cycles only. Road marking separating cyclists and pedestrians on a shared route may be a raised line up to 20 mm high. Parking place for pedal cycles. This sign indicates a no-through road dead end for motor vehicles, but pedal cycles are allowed to pass through. What does this mean? The blue sign with the red bar indicates a dead-end road for general traffic. The Accept Cycles plate below means cyclists can continue through. Important tips: drivers should not enter this road expecting a through route. Cyclists can continue beyond the point where motor vehicles must stop. Look out for additional signage indicating the cycle route beyond the dead end. This sign prohibits the riding of bicycles in the designated area. What does this mean? The red circle indicates a mandatory prohibition, not just a warning. The bicycle symbol inside the circle means cycling is not allowed. Important tips: cyclists must dismount and walk their bikes if they need to proceed. Drivers and pedestrians should be aware that this is a cycle-restricted zone. This sign is commonly found in pedestrian-only areas, parks, and private roads. Pedal cyclists to rejoin main carriageway at the end of or break in a cycle track or route shared with pedestrians. This sign prohibits all vehicular traffic from entering the road except bicycles. What does this mean? The red circle with a white horizontal bar is a no-entry sign. The Accept Cycles plate means only pedal cycles are allowed to enter. Important tips: cars, motorcycles, and other motor vehicles must not enter. Cyclists are permitted to proceed, ensuring safety in designated cycle-friendly areas. This sign is commonly seen at one-way streets, restricted zones, and cycle-only pathways. Advanced stop line for pedal cycles at traffic signals. When the signals are red, drivers of other vehicles must wait behind the first stop line. Drivers should allow time and space for cyclists to move off when the signals change to green. Cyclists are permitted to cross any part of the first stop line. A cycle lane might not be provided on the approach to the stop line. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more UK driving theory test videos. Check out our other videos for more practice, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Good luck with your theory test and drive safely.